Ticket winner to indicate here, and the winner appears to be Tina, and it appears the last name is spelled B-E-O-E-N-A, and this would be Tina in the 818 area code. We do have a phone number here, so this is the winner of the raffle here at the San Diego Crew Classic. Once again, Tina, and the last name apparently spelled B-E-O-E-N-A. And Tina, if you are the Tina out of the 818 area code, then check in and find out about what you have won. We have our crews at the stake boat, and we are getting ready for this, the race 91. It is the Women's Master D. And checking quickly on our lane assignments, NBRC of Portland, Oregon in lane number 1. Our own ZLAC is in lane number 2. It is a Lake Union crew coming out of lane 3. Rio Sidaldo is pulling out of lane number 4. Sacramento State Aquatic Center Rowing Club is out of lane 5, and out on the outside, Newport Aquatic Center in lane number 6.
In the Women's Masters D, everybody off cleanly, no problems at the starting line, nobody taking a real lead. NBRA in lane 1 starting to lengthen out on the field. NBRA from Portland, there's a bunch of women who have rowed off and on from around the United States together. I asked a woman the other day what NBRA stood for, and she said anything you wanted to. So there you have it. At 100 meters, lane 3 has taken the lead. Lake Union, 2 seats up over NBRA. Both those crews lengthening out on the field. Third place would be Newport Aquatic Center. Fourth place, Rio Salado. Fifth place, ZLAC. And sixth place, Sac State. At 250 meters, we have Lake Union, who has about 6 seats up over NBRA. NBRA hanging right there at 6 seats down in second place. NBRA has about a half a boat length lead over lane 4, Rio Salado. Rio Salado just a bow balls lead over Newport Aquatic Center. Both those boats having a half a boat lead over ZLAC, which has about a length lead over Sac State. At 300 meters, it's still Lake Union, just about a length lead over NBRA. NBRA having almost a length over lane 4 Rio Salado, who's lengthened out now. Rio Salado has a half boat lead over Newport Aquatic Center. Newport Aquatic Center holding 3/4 of a boat length over lead over ZLAC. ZLAC having open water on Sac State. Approaching 500 meters, NBRA starting to pick it up. They're taking seats back. At 500 meters, it's still Lake Union, but only 4 seats over NBRA, who is slowly closing on them each stroke. NBRA has a boat length lead now over Rio Salado. Rio Salado 5 seats up over Newport Aquatic Center. Newport Aquatic Center 1 to 2 seats over ZLAC, and ZLAC has a 1 boat lead on Sacramento State.
At 500 meters, we have gone through that length of the race, the Women's Master D final. And checking on our standings right now and lane assignments, NBRC, and that is out of lane number 1. They're from Portland, Oregon. It's a home base for them. In lane 2, San Diego ZLAC Rowing Club. In lane 3 is Lake Union. Rio Salado is out of Tempe, Arizona, and they are in lane 4. In lane 5, Sacramento State Aquatic Center. And we have a Newport Aquatic Center crew coming out of lane number 6. Our early leader is Lake Union.
And again, as the afternoon increases, the chops goes on, the chops increasing, the wind's getting stronger. Luckily, we haven't had anything howling here, but it's certainly making the conditions testing for these athletes in these final races. You can see on the Jumbotron there that the water's moving up, down. No white caps or anything like that. But the rowers are having to make sure that they get lots of clearance on the release and keep their hands over the knees, low over the knees, in order to make sure that when they square the blade up, they're able to get it down to the water and let the catch just drop in rather than have to throw it into the air in order to wave the weight tops.
Our crews are coming up on 1,000 meters eclipsed in this race, and we still have Lake Union out in lane number 3 on the lead, and then along the shoreline they are being challenged by NBRC. Then looking to the outside, we're going to pick up Rio Salado in the hunt a little bit. Back to lane number 2, that is the ZLAC Rowing Club. And then all the way out to the outside, Newport Aquatic Center, and Sacramento State is struggling a bit in that final position out of our 6-boat race. This is the Women's Master D Final.
Seems like the crew from Lake Union have definitely got a commanding lead in this race. The rest of the crews seem to be involved in a tussle for second spot at this point.
From the outset, it has been Lake Union. They are a group out of home-based in Seattle, Washington, and they are on an easy, smooth row and on the lead. However, as you might note, NBRC along in lane 1 has not allowed them to get totally out of the picture, but there will be definitely some work that needs to be done to pick up the difference. Looks like that we have a rather even pull out between Newport and Rio Salado, with Sacramento State and ZLAC beginning to trail. ZLAC being up in that 5th position, and Sacramento State, a crew that just caught about 3 crabs in a row there. Fortunately, wasn't enough to toss anybody out. We have had that a couple of times during our San Diego Crew Classic, and it's positive to report that we had no injuries from that.
Yes, that Sac State crew, Alan, definitely telling to wallow a little bit out in that lane at the back there. You can see their oars hitting the tops of the lumpy water on the way forward. You know, a lot of spray coming up as they try to get their blades square. Unfortunately, you know, they will make it to the end of the course, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to be a positive experience for them. However, they're in the race, and when you're a Masters rower, it's the process of getting to and being in the race is a journey that's well worthwhile.
All about the participation, and right now the participation is paying off, at least in a gold medal look for Lake Union in our Women's Master D Final. NBRC has made a little bit of a comeback, but they are still back a bit. And then we're going to talk about Sacramento State. Check that. We're going to talk about Rio Salado out in lane number 4. All the way on the outside would be Newport. And Sacramento State and ZLAC is struggling a little bit against this field. Well, let's see if NBRC happens to have enough to get a race going here. It is Lake Union in lane 3 and the Gold Shell that is on the lead, and they appear to have about a 5 or 6 seat lead there over NBRC along the shoreline. This is Rio. Check that. This is Lake Union, but here comes NBRC. They are picking up the pace and have closed quite a bit of ground in the last 10 or 12 strokes. It is Lake Union on the outside. On the inside, it is NBRC, and they're almost bow marker to bow marker as NBRC made a move with about 250 meters to go. Checking on our finish line, it is Lake Union on the outside and NBRC on the inside, and it is very close to call. It looks like, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, that maybe the Portland crew got a nose up there. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait for the call.
I think I'd agree with you there. That's a very tight one. Have to wait for the official call on that, but that was a very impressive charge from the NBRC crew in the final 500.
They picked it up in that last bit, and I think that they really turned it on from about 300 to 250 in, and very unofficially, we're going to give it to lane number 1 NBRC from Portland, Oregon. Lake Union appeared to have just missed by the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, Lake Union made all the running there, and they will feel just bitterly disappointed if they didn't quite manage to keep that lead, which they held almost from the first stroke right the way through to the last one. But we'll see what the judges say.